There we go. Looks like Danny's got it in a minute here. Is it actually connected, Danny?
It's muted.
Let me check.
Okay.
It says it is.
It says it's streaming live.
Yep. All right. Sorry for the delay, everybody. We're going to get this meeting started. All right. It is June 26th for the BCCA Board of Directors meeting. We are in Salinas, Kansas. We were at the 42nd Kaper show earlier today, sponsored by both the Casey's Best chapter as well as the Carrie Nation chapter. It's been a good show so far, and we appreciate everybody inviting us there. We have no AC in this room, so I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as we possibly can. So please bear with me. If you got a question, try to make it as direct as you can. Mike, you want to tell us how many voting members we have?
We currently have 9 voting members present.
All right. So I'm going to start it and turn it over to Mike for the secretary's report. Go ahead, Mike.
Secretary's report. The meeting minutes from the May 15th meeting were attached to the email. If we don't have any questions on those, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the May 15th Board of Directors meetings.
All right.
I'll make the motion.
Dave makes the motion.
And Carrie seconded that motion.
Carrie seconded. All in favor?
Is there anybody against the current minutes the way they are? No? Okay, good. We'll move on.
Okay. At the last meeting, I discussed an issue that we had with some of the meeting minutes not being posted properly to the website, and Danny got that resolved for us, so that's good. We don't even need to go into any more detail into that. We had no e-votes conducted since the last Board of Directors meeting. We did, however, have a special Zoom meeting held on May 25th, 2021. There were 12 voting members present, as well as members of the Finance Committee. And the purpose of the meeting was to discuss an amendment to Bylaw 1.01. The Finance Committee has made a recommendation that Bylaw 1.01 be amended, raising the annual membership dues to $45 beginning in 2022. The reasons for the recommended increase were thoroughly discussed, and at the conclusion of the discussion, an informal straw poll was taken. The results of the poll were 11-1 in favor of the amendment. A formal motion will now be required to pass this amendment. So we're either going to do it now or we can do it during.
So real quick, I don't know if Jim Coley is present or not.
I don't see.
Okay, I don't think Jim said he was going to make it. So I just want to cover this very quickly. So Jim Tolley had a finance committee meeting, called the finance committee meeting with us, the finance committee committee, back when we had the blue-gray spring thaw show. He presented to us his findings for this past 2 years and how much the BCCA was going to lose because of no convention and a whole lot of other things that were coming up. He did not include in the read aheads, and I don't know if it's in his I don't think it's in his portion of the read aheads, the amount of money that the BCCA would be in the hole. So we had a Zoom session after I made the announcement for a change to Bylaw 101. And Jim again presented to us at the Zoom session where we were as a BCCA on funds for continuing through the next couple of years. And from the past 2 years. Unfortunately, we've lost quite a bit of money over these last 2 years because of all the COVID and things like that. Jim's key point has always been, when's the last time we raised the membership? And that was back in Dallas. So basically we are in the life cycle, as Jim likes to call it, of where we've raised membership in the past. So that's where we're at right now. So I believe, Bruce, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, even though we did the straw poll and voted, we'll have to do the motion and we'll have to take the formal vote once the motions are accepted. I know that a lot of folks have raised concern and issues with us raising the membership fee. I wish it was differently. I wish I wasn't in that position. Mr. Mark Crane, you have a question? Or no, I'm sorry, Don Hardy.
Yeah, I've had some people question me about when we raise the price to 45, it's for next year. Does that mean does it take effect after the convention or at the convention when people want to renew?
It'll take effect, oh, that's a good question. I don't know how that, it is for next year's membership. So it would be, for them for 2022, the membership would be $45. So even if they want to pay at convention, they're still paying for their membership for 2022 at convention. If they want to pay, it is still going to be the $45.
Okay, so if somebody were to join right now online, it's still 40, but at the convention, it'll be 45.
Correct. And because of where we are in the date right now, it would be actually I'm sorry, John, I have to correct that. It would be a partial membership for the summer months, and then into the new membership, which would start in fall. So I forget what the window is. I think it's June, July, and August, and maybe September that you pay a partial. We haven't done that historically in the past before. It's something I have to look at, and we can deal with that if somebody decides to do that, Don. But I would tell you, if they're going to pay for their 2022 membership, that's going to cost $45. Carrie.
So we're still going to make an official motion and vote on it. Is that true?
Yes.
So if we make that motion to say when the date is set, it becomes 45, does that have any bearing on this?
Yeah. So we will have to state that it's specifically for your renewal membership for 2022. So if you had an ID card, and Danny made sure that everybody could get one if they wanted to, your membership is logged through 2021. So even though we start renewing our memberships around the October, November, December timeframe later for those that procrastinate, you're actually paying for your 2022 membership. So that's really where that $45 is going to come into effect. So like me, my membership runs out in 2021. So if I go to pay my 3 years, it's going to be $45 for those next 3 years, because I'm starting 2022 as a renewal. For those members that are 3-year members, their renewal costs obviously won't go up. They were smart and they paid for the 3 years. So.
Right, but like you said, with you, since your 3-year comes up now, you're going to be in at the new rate.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yes. So yeah. So that's what I mean. If you went to renew today, and your membership is through 2021, if you were going to renew today for a 3-year membership, it's still going to be the $45 because it's for 2020.
Correct.
So, any question out there regarding that? The membership and how that affects.
Well, I have quite a few. Is there a cutoff date as of today? I need to update the website to $45? Because people just renewed. They're already been renewing for 2022, like the last few months.
So yeah, so those that renewed already, Danny, got in before this initial vote. Okay. So if they renewed for 2022. You're absolutely correct, though. For now, what we would have to do if they're filing for renewal for 2022, you would have to put it up at $45.
So I should go do that right now. I mean, has it been passed that we're doing it, or I got to wait till it passes? We're
gonna take that official vote right now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask for a motion for us to raise the membership fee from $40 to $45 for those that will renew for 2022 starting as of today.
I'll make that motion.
Who made that? Clayton did. Okay. Do we have a second?
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I lost all picture and stuff, so I can hear you and talk, but
we can still hear you. And I'll tell you where we're at right now. We're asking for a second motion for us to raise the membership, and I don't have a second motion right now.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Miner seconded.
Steve Miner seconded. Okay. So now what we'll have to do is we'll have to take the formal vote, and I'll start with the formal vote. And like I said, I'm real adamant to have to do this. I've gone through so many things this year to begin with, and now for me to be one of the guys to raise the membership, it's not obviously going to reflect well, but I've got the data behind what Jim had provided, and it's very unfortunate, but it's going to have to happen. So my vote is a yes. And we'll have to do votes based off of personal each vote, so we can count each vote. Mr. Mike Newton.
Yay.
Okay, Don, or Dave Hart.
Keith, I can tell you, I had to do this when I was president. It's not something anybody looks forward to, but in order for the club to continue functioning and that, it's gonna cost more. So I'm for the motion.
Okay, so Beer Dave is a yes. Mr. Carrie Williams.
Yes.
He is a yes. Okay, Mr. Steve Minor.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Don Hardy. Did we lose you, Don? It looks like we lost Don.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's locked up.
Okay, Mr. Clayton Emery. He's a yes. Mr. Frank Crone. He is a yes. Mr. John Feynman. He is a no. So as we did the straw poll, he was also the one no during that period as well. So what do we have?
We have 3, 6, we have 7 yay, 1 nay, and
You said 7 yay,
1 nay, and we're waiting for Dawn to get unlocked.
okay. So the vote's gonna pass whether Don's in or
I'll
not.
text.
Text him please real quick
I'll
and then
text.
thanks, and then we can continue to move on. So let's just give him a minute.
Mike, can you text me your Wi-Fi hotspot?
Here, it's right here.
Don's technical support is not there, so he's challenged.
He is challenged, okay.
It's that.
So we will now count him as a vote since it's 7-1. That is a pass. So yes, Danny, we will have to change the website to reflect the membership cost now. It's $45.
I will also need a new downloadable application with the prices, the new price reflection.
Yeah, those will be sent out for the renewals when the renewals are sent out. So that'll be updated. Do we have the online paper version as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull it right now
Okay.
until it gets updated.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it until we can update that. And then, okay, so the motion is passed 7-1. Don was absent unfortunately because he dropped off. So 7-1 that we will, as of today, raise the membership for those renewing for 2022 for their membership. All right, go ahead, Mike.
So continuing on, also discussed at the May 25 Zoom meeting was a proposal by Don Hardy to create a memorial membership in the BCCA. And that may not end up being what the name is, but that's what we were saying at the time. Many ideas were discussed as how to proceed with the creation, but nothing was voted on and nothing firm is yet to be established. An informal straw poll was conducted asking all the members of the BCCA should further pursue the creation of this membership, and it passed 12-0 on the straw poll. All members were highly supportive of this idea, so more discussion today is going to happen as well as any formal motions that may be necessary.
So I would like to defer that discussion primarily because Don, who was the lead in conjunction with Mr. Bruce Gregg, unfortunately is not in. Oh, Don, are you in?
I'm on my phone now. The power glitched here with the storms and stuff. So now
Okay, Don. So what you missed was the vote for the raising of the membership. It was a 7-1, and we didn't count your vote because you were technically not present. So
Yeah.
we moved on from there, but Mike just read the proposal for the memorial membership. You're the head on that. Did you want to discuss anything before we move forward and we get involved?
No, the only thing I was going to bring up about that is I had a talk with a few of I don't know if you can see me at all on this.
We don't need your pretty face, Don.
All right, I had a talk with a few members, and some of them didn't like the idea that we were calling it the memorial membership. They thought it would be better if we called it something like a legacy, since it's, the legacy of the club that's going on. By saying memorial, that makes people think right away of death and stuff like that. So I also ran that past Bruce Gregg, and he thought it was a good idea.
All right.
So it's just an option of changing the actual name of it instead of saying memorial to be more like a legacy honorary membership or something.
So I'll let Bruce speak up, and then I'll figure out how we have to do this motion so we can go forward with how we're going to set it up. Mr.
So do we want to, let me ask a quick question. Do we want to do the motions and all that during the secretary's report? Or do we want to wait and do
during
all
your
that?
portion, because it was part of the minutes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
So
Okay.
we're gonna let Mr. Bruce do his discussion.
I've rewritten the motion. I like the legacy idea. I also like the idea of putting it on the website and not sending out rosters to people. I talked to Danny Bora and got a lot of great ideas as to how we can put that on the website. The actual layout of that's not important for this motion as much as we just need to set the motion into effect. Any specifics then will follow up in the operations manual. And so on that note, I would like to read the motion, and if there's any discussion, we can take it from there. And that is a motion to initiate a legacy membership as part of the overall BCCA membership at a cost of $15 per year, with legacy members listed in the BCCA website to honor past members who are close to their families and are host past hobby interfaces.
Okay, so Mr. Bruce Gregg has asked for the motion. He's giving you what the name is, that it goes into effect in the new membership year, and that it will be for a $15 cost, and that Danny will have the roster posted online for those that are part of the legacy membership. Is there any other questions before we make a formal vote? Mr. Clayton Emery.
So this will be a fiscal year membership. So if I join somebody up in July, it'll be $15, and September we'll have to start again.
How do you want to handle that, Bruce? I mean, we normally give a discounted rate for the last 3 months of the membership, but I'll let Bruce decide.
Yeah, that's a Jack Kellogg question from several decades ago.
This isn't going to start until next year anyway, so we really want
Correct.
to.
I understand.
That's why.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
so-
suggest. We just make it take effect
It's gotta mess up with normal membership.
with the normal membership.
I think the answer to Clayton would be that if you sign somebody up 3 months before the end of the time span, we just tell the office and or the president at the time that it's a $10 effort or a $5 effort, something like
Or just wait until the new fiscal year starts.
Yeah,
that.
because
That's actually better.
that's better, because you technically haven't signed anybody up yet, because we haven't actually voted on it, so.
I know, but it's gonna come up, so I just thought I'd bring up
Yeah,
that.
so it's gonna be for the new fiscal year. So if you sign somebody up, it's for 2022 of the new fiscal year, basically.
Maybe we should have it worded that way, that it's strictly for the fiscal years.
Yeah, I stuck on effective next FY to the motion.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions before we proceed? Mr. John Finan, you're shaking your head. Oh, you're good. Okay. So Mr. Bruce Gregg read the motion, so we're asking for a motion. Is there anybody that would like to make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Mike Newton made the motion. I heard his voice first, sorry. Anybody that'd like to second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Don Hardy has seconded. So is there anybody against the establishment of the legacy membership for the BCCA? Nope. All right, we're going to move forward. All right.
9-0.
All right, I have a question. Is this for non-members? I'll put it that way.
This would be for members that have past or
Yes.
that were previous legacy, that could be deemed previous legacy members.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, Mike, so you could like do it for your father, something along those lines, but it has to be somebody that has already been a member of the BCCA. And I just think that's important because you can't be a legacy BCCA anything if you never were a member of the club.
Exactly.
That's just, that's a good clarification.
And as defined earlier, the intent was to be a memorial. So as I had said earlier about, past members, it's for legacy and past memorializing that person is no longer.
And it has to be,
My questions,
obviously it has to be members in good standing too.
Correct.
my question had more to deal with the database aspect of it and the inner workings of the program.
Yeah, and we got that.
It will not go into the BCCA membership roster kind of data. It will be on a spreadsheet that will be managed by the office and Danny Bora to go on the website only.
So that's
So
good.
then what BCCA will there be a BCCA number issued for that?
It gets complicated because some numbers have been transferred. My dad's, for instance, has been transferred to my granddaughter. And so I think you can put whatever you want in the BCCA roster, but on the membership, legacy members, that will only be on a separate spreadsheet. And it can include their BCCA number in the past. In my dad's case, my granddaughter will have the 13248, and I'll put in a legacy membership for my dad, and that'll be listed as 13248. But it shouldn't conflict because it will only be my dad's on the legacy spreadsheet.
But if you
Okay.
can nail next to it like we do an F for the family, and the L being legacy.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
That gets complicated, I think, from a program standpoint.
I would think,
We're avoiding the program.
I would think,
Trying to, yes.
Yeah, so with the spreadsheet, it's
Don
not.
Hardy's got an issue, Mr. Don.
I think we would only have to put anything if there's a situation like Bruce's where there's two names or something that's transferred. You don't have to put any kind of thing if it's on the special page for the legacy anyway. It's just if there is a conflict with two names, then you could put a little asterisk or something. So
Okay,
people,
so let me state this to just move the process along. So we voted on the legacy program membership. We voted on the cost of the membership and when we're going to start it. Now what we need to do is just work out the fine details on how it will be reflected on the website and otherwise. And we've got now a couple of months to likely do that. But I think the gentlemen that need to do that are going to be able to take care of that.
Danny and I'll take
Yep, so, all right.
Now,
Real quick, Keith,
Yes, sir.
you just got to go back one to the membership increase. Is family membership going up at all?
No, I don't think we talked about not raising the family membership.
Okay.
that might make a lot more people decide to be family members though.
Well, but I think we talked about that, and unfortunately Jim isn't here. I don't think we said we were gonna raise the family membership. I don't remember. Do you have the minutes from the Zoom session, Mike?
That's what I'm looking to see if we covered that.
Yeah, well, what if half your membership decides they want to be family?
I'm sorry, what's that, Don?
I said, what if half your membership decides they want to be family members then? It save money.
Well, that's gonna be up to them. I believe Jim Coley, and I'm gonna end up making a phone call.
Yeah, I didn't write it down, Keith, that if we even discussed that.
I agree, though, that it makes sense if because the family membership's been $10 since its inception. And if it was to kick up, that would make people, I think, stay, so if it became 15.
Because there's going to be some cheap members that are going to go, wait a minute, it's going to 45.
Jim, I'm sorry to call you. I know you're in the middle of something because you couldn't make the board meeting, but we have a very hot item that I need resolved, and I can't remember exactly what we decided. So we voted on raising the membership to $45. I thought we discussed not raising the family membership, and then the decision was to not do that. Okay, now the only thing that Don Hardy and a couple other folks brought up was that would give folks an opportunity to then just want to have a family membership and only go for the cheap cost. Is that a concern?
I mean, that's the truth for all the years. There's nothing to do about that.
Okay, all right. So I just wanted to make sure that I thought we discussed it and the agreement was not to raise the family membership. Okay, we'll have to deal with it from there, Jim. But Jim, it did pass to raise the membership to $45. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. All right, so I don't know if everybody heard that. The family membership is not going to be raised to the current membership cost. The only thing that's going to be cost raised is the 3-year and the membership for fiscal 2022. Any further questions regarding that? All right, so we're going to move on to the treasurer's report, Mr. Don Hardy.
All right, unfortunately, I can't get my stuff working here for some reason. Now it won't go back on so I'm gonna have to do this off the phone. The only thing I have is we will need a motion to first of all, we got all the stuff from Sue. So if anybody has any questions about the financials for May, everything looks pretty good to me. We also got the profit and loss, and without Jim being here, it's kind of hard to discuss any of that anyway. So I guess we just have to approve the financials for May. So I need a motion for that.
All right, so John Finan is raising his hand. Is that a question, or are you making the motion, Mr. John Finan? He's making the motion. I read his lips.
Okay.
And Beard Davis seconded the motion. So is there anybody against any of the finances is for the May report that Sue sent out?
Did we do April's as well? Because I know Sue sent both of them. So did we do April last time?
Mr. Don?
It says only March in the minutes.
Okay, then we got April to do also. I can't pull that up. I was going to pull it up, but I can't pull anything up right now.
Okay.
So let's
go ahead, Don.
So let's go ahead and make a motion to accept the April also.
Okay, is there anybody that has any questions regarding the April finance report? All right, Don has asked for a motion. I'll make the motion. So I made the motion. Beard Davis seconded. Is there anybody that has seen anything in the April finance reports that they had questions or doubts that would not let them vote positive or otherwise? All right, no negatives. So Don, your chapter report.
Yeah, the only thing I have to say about that is we've finalized up the, we've done the last things for the contest, and I just had to get a hold of the judges and get their final tallies, and then we'll pull that together. There is another chapters matters that I'm working on that'll be going out soon, and I wanted to wait until this contest was over so I could put out there that it's done. Don't send any more things.
Okay, Don. So I just need to make sure that you get the results of the vote to Mr. Mike England so that he can include that for the banquet. So the announcement is made for who the winners are. And actually, I'm sorry, it's at the general business meetings when the announcement is made. So I stand corrected.
Yeah, so it's held secret until then, right? Nobody knows about it.
Yeah, so it's held, the announcement will be made at the general business meeting, but we also want to, Mike, do we include that in the banquet? I can't remember if we include that in the banquet.
The dues increase?
No, the chapter winners of the newsletter. The winners for the chapter newsletter. You don't include that?
No, we do not.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so Don, that'll have to be ready for the general business meeting, and I will make sure that I get to you the prize totals and their certificates to fill out for those that can hand them out. You'll have to go somewhere locally and get those printed, or we can have Sue get them printed. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So next,
Real quick, Keith, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got to go back to the upping of the dues. What about Canada, Mexico, and other countries? Still just plus 10, plus 20?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We talked about $5 as well for those going
I
out.
remember that for a fact. So it did take $5 additional.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I should have made that clear in the motion. Do we need to go back, Mr. Bruce, and redo the motion to include the $5 for the members?
Well, you could say that it's just assumed that it's $5 across the board for a membership.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, wait, if you assume it's $5 across the board.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a follow-up. I'm gonna ask for a follow-up motion to include the international members to be raised to another $5. What's the current membership rate, Danny, for the international members?
It was, it was 40, 50, and 60.
40, 50, and 60.
So now it's going to be 45, 55, and 60.
55. Okay. So I'm going to ask for a motion to increase the international membership dues to 45, 55, and 65 respectively. Okay. So I need a motion.
Why don't you include the family membership at the same time? That also got tagged on.
Toby, I asked Jim, and he didn't want to increase the family membership.
But put it in the motion, no increase on the family.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Toby. So I'm calling for a motion. I don't have a motion. Okay, Mr. Carrie Williams has made the motion. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Mike Newton is seconded. So right now, the motion is to increase the dues for the international members 45, 55, and 65 respectively, and not increase the family membership dues from the current $10. Okay, so we had a motion, hand raised. Is there anybody that is against that? I know Mr. John Finan is the one that will be against that. So, all right, John. All right.
Everyone else is in favor.
Anything else you got there, Mr. Don Hardy, for the vice president?
No, the only other thing I had was that stuff about the legacy, and we covered that.
We already covered that.
Earlier.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no, wait a minute. No, Don was not present on the first motion. So are you a yay on this motion, Don?
Yes.
Okay, so we got 8 yay on this one.
Okay. So Paula said she wasn't going to be able to be present for the remembrances. So I'll go down through them. So we lost quite a few there, but number 78, Martin Langley from Quincy, Massachusetts. Number 17292, Lauren Love from Dayton, Nevada. Number 24231, Mr. James Sorensen from Dayton, Ohio. And number 28634, Donna Mahler from Niles, Michigan. So those are the few that I passed on since the last meeting, which actually wasn't too long ago. So, all right, on to new business. I actually don't have any new business, or remember, right? So is there anybody that has any new business that they would like to bring up? Nope. Okay, I will go on to old business. So I think the only old business we have to cover right now is going to actually be covered in Robert Fondren's portion, which talked about trying to secure the rosters, and we'll cover his portion once we get to that. I think that's the only old business we have. Is there anybody that had any other old business that they wanted to discuss? Nope. Okay, we're going to move on. For the first committee report, the nominating committee, both Paula and Mr. Jim Tolley are not present, so I'll cover real quick right now. The online voting is up and running. I saw Mr. Jim Vincent at both Swaparama, and I saw him again today at the show here locally in Kansas. I looked at obviously the voting online. Some folks will probably vote online, but we just got to make sure that they're not double voting come time of convention. So please get out there and support those that are running for the board. Don't be afraid to reach out to them and ask them questions if you're interested. So right now, the online voting, there were 72 members, 1 mail-in recipient, and the ballots are going to be ready for the general business meeting. Is there anybody has any questions regarding the nominating committee and the folks that are running for the board of directors? So just to make clear, we have 6 people running for 4 positions. That's where we're at with the nominating committee for the board of directors. All right, convention committee, Mr. Beard Davis.
All right, well, I was not able to go live on here to call up Sue's latest numbers.
I'm sorry.
I thought you had them.
I do.
So,
let me go ahead and start and I'll call
while you're looking for them, and then let me know, and then I'll have you read them off on that. Right now, things are rolling along smoothly, getting ready for St. Louis. During Swaparama, the 3 officers and myself, we did a tour of the physical property along with a member of the Gateway chapter. Everybody was very happy with the facilities, and things are rolling along. The hotel is ramping things back up to fully staffed and everything as the country is reopening. The one thing that I will absolutely caution everybody about is do not show up at 9 o'clock in the morning and expect your hotel room to be ready. One of the things that has happened with COVID is it takes longer to clean hotel rooms. The other thing is with the strain on a lot of people being gainfully employed or wanting to be gainfully employed, a lot of housekeeping staff are very low numbers in properties across the country. So please do not show up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Check-in time is 3 o'clock, and that is when you should be expecting your room to be ready, is at 3 o'clock. If you show up before then, it is no one's fault but yours at this point. Another issue that we're working with is right now, to get into the convention center, the only way you can take your stuff right to your table is with a two-wheel dolly, a stand-up dolly. If the dolly lays down and there's 4 wheels that touch the floor, it has to be delivered to your table by a member of the union. Right now, we're working for a resolution around this to hopefully find a good resolution for this. But if you happen to have a stand-up 2-wheel dolly instead of a 4-wheel cart or a lay-down dolly, I recommend that you use that to get your product from your hotel room to the trade floor. The other thing is if in the past you have contracted with a bellman to bring your stuff from the hotel to the trade floor, there are 2 different unions, and the bellmen are only allowed to get that cart into the convention center. They cannot roll it across the floor in any way, shape, or form. So if in the past you have hired somebody to move your stuff, you may need to invest in a $25 2-wheel stand-up dolly in order to move your product over to the trade floor. I've got a meeting scheduled this coming week to hopefully get a resolution with the union in the convention center to come up with a happy medium. But right now, I will recommend to everybody to invest in a 2-wheel stand-up dolly to avoid any problems. If we cannot find a resolution around this, we'll figure out a way with the Gateway chapter and some other volunteers to where we will offload a 4-wheel dolly onto a 2-wheel dolly to roll it in, because we're looking at a pretty good expense. It's about $6,500 expense for us to pay for this process via the union. So we ask for a lot of people's cooperation, because in order for us to take $6,500 and spread that out over the registrants, that's going to require registrations to go up to be able to cover that. So we're working around this new roadblock that we have. We think we'll be able to come up with a resolution, but we ask that your patience and understanding, because realizing that when we have to start eating $6,500, we'll be having the same dues rental conversation next year on that stuff. So your cooperation will save the club money by you just being more cooperative and less argumentative over something that is out of our control. But we are working to find a resolution around it. Another thing with convention is I've had a lot of people ask me if it's 100% valet parking. It is not. We have a contracted $18 a night fee with the Marriott for self-park, which includes in and out privileges. So you are not required to do valet parking on. The last time we had that was in Cleveland because of the problem that the construction was stopped because they found human remains when they were building the parking garage, and that set them back about 4 months on that construction project. And so they honored our contracted fee. I think then it was $18 as well in Cleveland, and they valet parked your vehicle, but it was not an additional charge above the $18 rate that we contracted. So that's another reason, when we work with these properties, we go to, fight and argue for all the different prices. And a discounted fee for parking is absolutely one of the things that we insist on, because that's an additional expense that everybody has to realize that drives the convention. In the Midwest, we have lots more attendees who drive rather than fly. So the other thing is we are absolutely looking at down the road at other cities beyond 2022. We have no firm candidates or anything at this time. We've started some small discussions with a couple of cities, but right now it's just a little bit of email transfer back and forth, and that will ramp that decision process up much stronger after we get through the current convention. But right now, everything's set in stone to make 2022 happen in Norfolk. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to pay some homage to the international members in Norfolk, because very few international members have not been able to make it to this year's convention because of border restrictions because of COVID protocols. So we're hoping to show them a good time next year since they're not going to be able to join us this year. And one of the nice things that almost all of those collectors have done is contact us, and via myself and Mark Crane and Mike England, we've been able to capture those reservations and reuse them and get some people that maybe weren't in the hotel and get them into the main property or the overflow property. And so for that standpoint, that's the one good thing that's come out of that, that more people will be in the two main hotels in St. Louis. So have you found the numbers?
Yeah, and so the numbers as of Thursday, registration was 428 members, guests was 147 members, tables was 357 or 457 tables, and that did not include dealer tables, which is another 20 to 25 tables, and the banquet was 215. And I would tell you that I've gone around and I've asked people if they registered or not, and some folks have not registered yet, so please don't procrastinate. Get your stuff in so that the committees can be ready and prepared, and they can have everything in place so that they know the numbers way in advance if at all possible. So, and then was that all you had? Okay. So just a couple other things I want to follow up. I appreciate the convention committee taking the time, Beer Days specifically, for letting the officers tour the facilities during Swap-A-Rama. They really gave us a good insight opportunity to see what the hotel was like, see what the convention center was like. And the other thing I did was I sat in on the Gateway chapters meeting Thursday before the Swap-A-Rama show. The Gateway chapter and Al Kell and his folks have put in a lot of hard work. Rick Cotterman and those folks have put in a lot of hard work to make this a successful convention. I would just say, if you see any of those from the Gateway chapter, to reach out and thank them. Also, they've committed to a couple of tours, and the e-blasts were sent out regarding those tours, so please support them, because they are paying for the cost of the buses for those tours out of their pocket. Please take an opportunity to support those. There's also a lot of other events going on, but I would say please try to come and enjoy yourself at convention. It's going to be a big show. Number-wise, we're looking at numbers that are close to Milwaukee some years ago, and that was a fantastic convention. I believe this one's going to be just as good, if not better. So any questions regarding convention, Mr. Clayton Emery?
So Dave, can you refresh my memory? Thursday, the trade floor is opening a little later, so we're going to move the business meeting to the morning. And then second,
that is correct. The board of directors meeting on Thursday, instead of being at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, will be at 8:30 in the morning, and the trade floor opens at noon on Thursday. Another reason for that is this is a way to encourage some additional room-to-room trading, because people don't have to pack up their stuff and get it ready to go across at crack of dawn in the morning. So we're hoping that will encourage a lot more late night trading. Also, Wednesday night, we have the welcome reception with the Gateway chapter and Keith and Paula for their welcoming party. We just felt that moving this around, and this also saved us a pretty good chunk of change with the convention center by not having to rent an additional day in the convention center. So that was another reason for this. But I think we're going to see quite the uptick in room-to-room trading on Wednesday night, because people aren't going to shut their doors at 8 o'clock because they got to be across the hall at 7 in the morning to go into the trade floor. So I think we'll see this as a benefit. And then the Friday, the normal 11 a.m. opening following the general business meeting, that'll still be the same. So the only day that the trade floor is open first thing in the morning will be Saturday. We open it at 8 a.m. so that when the public starts coming in at 9 a.m., that gives a lot of our members a chance to be at their tables and ready to go when the public comes in on Saturday.
So just a quick follow-up as well. So we're going to send out an e-blast, and I've already talked to Charlie Smith about that, specifically to talk about the parts because we've announced it in social media on Facebook and otherwise, and we posted it up on the webpage. Thanks, Danny. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out an e-blast to give some particulars about what folks can expect or not expect for convention, some of the uniqueness stuff. All I would ask you is that you go out, if you're going to go to a show within the next month, please, if you see somebody, ask them if they're a BCCA member, ask them if they registered for convention, and if they say they haven't, but they are planning to attend, please tell them to try to go up and register as soon as they can. All right. Any other questions regarding convention?
Don.
Mr. Don Hardy.
Yeah, I just got two quick things here. Dave, for your information, there are 6 chapter tables that have been paid for already.
All right, that's good. We'll make sure Herb Schwartz knows
Okay.
that, because he is, that's part of his duty to do that in the committee.
And also, Dave, did you say the dates for Norfolk next year? I didn't catch that if you did.
I did not give the dates to Norbert. I will dig through the contract and give those before the end of the meeting.
Okay, any
All right.
other questions? Mr. Clayton?
One more quick thing. So are the agendas going to be out in plenty of time? Have we gotten that well on its way?
Mr. Mike England.
The agendas will be out in plenty of time. Unfortunately, it helps that there won't be too many international members attending, so we don't have to send them out quite as early. But yeah, they'll be probably in the mail by the 1st of August.
So, and also we'll make sure that Danny posts those up on the webpage, and we will put them out via social media as well. Okay.
When do prices go up for registration?
Oh, I forget what the date is.
I've got that right here.
Yeah. Mr. Bearday has that.
All right. The price jumps up July 31st.
So July 31st, it goes up an additional $10.
Additional $10.
Yep. So if you haven't registered yet, please make sure you do. All right.
And here's the dates for Norfolk. It is following Labor Day, so the 7th through the 10th of September.
Okay. All right. Any other questions regarding convention? All right. None at this time. Okay. We're going to move on. The Finance Committee, Jim Tolley could not make it, even though I reached out to him via phone. He did not have anything additional to include, nor as well as the magazine committee. Is there anybody that has any questions, either so that we can maybe get them answered later or otherwise for the Finance Committee or the magazine committee? No? All right. Marketing and Membership Committee, Mr. Charlie Smith.
So, hey, Keith, since I'm on audio, I don't know if anyone can hear me that well. Would you just go ahead, please?
We can.
We hear you.
Oh, here. So basically, our membership drive over the 30 days was just, we ended up with 51 new and rejoins, 30 new members, 21 rejoins. We've actually picked up, I understand, another 3 from the Rainier chapter that had just sent their stuff in. So overall, a huge success. And it's good to get those new members in. And part of that, I'm sure, is convention in St. Louis. The other things, we sent out a lot of e-blasts. I think that is a good thing. We are quick turning those, and people are getting information to the membership. I made a couple of suggestions for the BCCA future, because those of you that don't know, I've already told Keith and Don and everyone that at convention, I'm going to step down from the membership and marketing role. But I honestly do believe that we really need to have a professional marketing firm come in and take a hard look at our process and make some recommendations to go forward. And one of the things that I've been trying to push for, and I think the time is ripe to do this, is get a summer intern from one of the local universities in St. Louis that's pursuing a degree in marketing. And that will also help us over the summer and plug us into the crowd that we want to be into, which is that college millennial crowd. So pending that, that's the end of my report.
Okay. Any other questions regarding marketing or membership committee? No further questions? Okay. Product Development Committee, Mr.
Really, really all facets of our committee have started to work following the pandemic. Can's database folks continue to be the workhorse of our organization. They pop out lots and lots of numbers. Volume 2, Jim Wolf and Mike Newton have started taking photography pictures at shows again like they have in the past. B1 is still working on some Kansas City convention and collections before they move out. TOC photography we're getting very close to restarting in Kansas City. We expect to get at least 150 TOCs there, and we'll start then to reschedule our trip to New York, which we had a year and a half ago. And Dr. Tom, from a foreign standpoint, continues to increase the numbers on his section as well. So really, all's going well. Things are going to increase as always in the report.
So the only other thing I have to ask, and it's actually for Mike, is your plans right now for getting out to shows. Are you going to do the Frankenmuth show with you
I
guys?
will have the box Frankenmuth show. We did have the box in St. Louis, and Jim had his box in at the Ohio Mini, and then we'll both have the boxes at Can mentioned.
So just to emphasize, if you're coming to convention and if you're driving and you have a can that you have not seen either in the supplementals, the original books, or you've seen it online and we don't have all 5 sides, or it's a new can that hasn't been submitted yet, please use that opportunity coming to convention to bring those cans with so these gentlemen can take the photographs of those cans. It's amazing how much data has been added to the online supplements. It encourages more folks to want to look at the online supplement. As I've been reminded by Jerry Cole, is we need to get more into the practice of enforcing folks to go look at the online supplements, because they always say, hey, I don't think my can's there. Well, if you look at the online supplement, I can almost guarantee you that it's likely there, but if it's not, these gentlemen will take that opportunity to load that and take photographs of it. Okay, any other questions regarding the product development committee? No? All right, moving on to the social media. As I made an announcement at the last meeting, so this is technically old business, but we are still looking for a social media person to be the chairman of the social media. I have not had any volunteers yet. I don't want to put out an e-blast asking for a social media person. So if you see somebody or you know somebody that's good with social media, go and ask them, please, if they would be interested in it. It's the folks that are involved with it, they will be engaged. It will take up some of your personal time to be involved in making sure that the social media and everything is running smoothly. But once you do that, everything else really is up to the folks that are going to be your team. So like I said back in the Bullfrog show, it's really, you're the chairperson, but it's going to be your team. You need delegate authority to help all those folks divide up the workload, so it really isn't that big of a piece. So right now, we still are looking for a social media chairperson. Any questions regarding social media? All right, moving on. Strategic planning, there was no read aheads for that. Supply committee, I know that Mr. John Finan sent something in late, so Mr. John Finan.
Okay, so we all received our e-blast at the convention. T-shirts are on sale. I thank Clayton and Mike England for all the help in getting there with that. I'm going to ask to have another e-blast sent out right before the cutoff date on that. Went down and Swaparama, inventoried the warehouse, looked through at things, getting ready for convention. Felt a need for more 12-ounce can wraps, so I ordered appropriately. We'll have them there for convention. Also, while I was in St. Louis, I met with the previous supply chair and talked things over with them, trying to avoid any landmines, mistakes, use their experience. So that was a good meeting, and I've got numbers on items we've had at previous conventions, and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable that I've got everything ready to go for convention. Thanks again to Don and Jim for selling supplies on the road. And you should be seeing emails looking for some time at the supply table, helping sell the merchandise at convention. Any questions?
Nope, I would just say, please make sure you support John once those lists go out to volunteer for folks at the supply table. It would be greatly appreciated. All right, any other questions regarding supplies? None, okay, so on to the website committee, Mr. Danny Bora.
Frank, no phoning a friend for questions.
Okay. Mr. Danny Bora.
I didn't hear what you said.
Okay.
Well, I'm up next.
You're up next.
Everything, nothing's really changed. Got any questions on it? Because I don't have anything to add.
No, not at all. The only thing, let's see, you added the e-blast archive, online registrations. Okay, no.
Actually, I got one question for John. Are we bringing everything from the office to convention to where, like, I would have to shut down the store for that week online so people can't buy stuff online?
No.
No. Okay. So let them keep buying stuff online and we'll just put it aside at convention if they
Yeah, might have to take an extra day or two to fill the orders, but I don't think there shouldn't be a reason why you couldn't sell it.
Okay. Perfect.
So on to the gift management committee. I know John Cotterman, unless he dialed in.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
Mr. John Cotterman.
Yeah, I'm here, and I still have the old company computer that doesn't have a webcam, so I really am here. Yeah, nothing much to add to the read ahead, except if anyone has any other ideas for those Oktoberfest gallon cans, I'm just going to bring them to convention and either give them to chapter presidents for raffle prizes, and if they don't want them, I'll just put them in the Rusty Bunch dump because they're really just taking up space.
Yeah, no, I agree. Those were one of the things that I saw when I was there, and it was kind of like a little bit of an eyesore still. I just want to let everybody know that even though we have raised the membership, Mr. John Cotterman has worked overtime in trying to get some money raised for the BCCA. So in the past 18 months or so, as he's put in his read ahead, but not everybody gets to read ahead, he has raised over $7,238, which is incredible. That's a really good sum that he has been able to raise. And it's the thanks of people donating or otherwise giving gift cans. And then it's his hard work and time trying to get those sold through either through eBay, Craigslist. The guys that have been doing it for the auctions have helped us considerably. So big thanks to John. He has raised quite a bit of money through his hard work and effort. And I just wanted to thank him for that. So
just say it was kind of cool that we got some nice donations there, about 18 months ago. We're looking forward to more.
All right. Thank you again, John. Any questions for the gift management committee? No? All right. Advertising committee. I think Mark Ring's sitting.
I don't have much to add to the read ahead, except the ad deadline for September, October is going to be the 5th of July, which is 10 days earlier than normal due to an early convention. So there's been a dramatic increase in interest in ads for this September, October issue. And so I'm working to make sure we have enough space with Joe.
Okay.
That's all I have to add.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Any questions for advertising committee? No? All right. Over to Brewery Industry Partners, Mr. Carrie Williams.
The read ahead is my report.
Okay. The read ahead is Carrie's report as he has indicated. Any questions regarding the Brewery Industry Partners? The only thing I will add is that obviously the hugger mower and the brew board being added. Again, thanks goes out to Scott Magna and to Jim Romine for making that occur. Mr. Robert Fondren is not present, but I will read his read ahead real quick. So one of the things that came up, and it's technically old business, but I wanted to cover in his portion, was us being able to secure the rosters that are mailed out through the USPS because it is personal information that includes their addresses and phone numbers and all that other information that could be used by some unsavory folks out there. So the question had been raised about trying to make an effort to secure the rosters when they're mailed out so that they don't fall into someone else's hands. The online roster is secure. You have to be a member to log in to be able to get that. So it's many aspects that roster is secure. But so I'll read Robert's read ahead. It says, after the request from the last board meeting, Robert contacted the Sutherland Printing, the roster publisher, to find out the added cost for shipping the roster in plastic sleeves and in envelopes. The quotes he received from Sutherland are 16 cents per roster for plastic sleeves, which would add $448 for the 2,800 member rosters that will be shipped last year, and $1,023 for shipping the rosters in envelopes. I would tell you, just for comfort, and since it was brought up by a member at the last board meeting, I think the BCCA should consider investing. We have time. We can vote on it later, but I would just say for comfort, $448, I think is worth shipping the roster in. But we'll have to vote on that at a later date. I don't know that we're ready to vote on that since I'm just now bringing it up, unless some folks feel otherwise. Any comments regarding the additional cost?
Well, I would say that a plastic sleeve still can tell you it's a roster. So, I mean, you look through the thing, it says membership roster. If somebody wants to peel the thing off and steal it, it's still going to be used. I don't think that cost justifies the privacy that we're looking for.
No, I don't know if I agree, because that's what all my financial stuff comes in. It's usually those opaque plastic sleeves. They're not just clear. That's usually all my stuff for finances, even for my business, comes in these plastic. They're sealed at both ends, and it just makes it tough. I mean, anybody's gonna be able to rip open an envelope or a plastic sleeve.
Like placard cards.
Yeah, like the black ones. As long as we just specify with them, that it would be okay. Yeah.
So we can do that. Clear day.
Specify non-transparent
Probably
envelope.
I think we should have Robert look and get a little more information on stuff like this, and then maybe come the first board meeting of the year, this would be something good to get rolling so that Robert knows which direction we're going by the time it gets printed, so we should make it one of the first board meeting things that we talk about, because we don't want it to hold up the roster.
So Mr. Don Hardy, that's a note for you for one of the items for your first meeting is to discuss this issue. Like I said, I think 448 for the comfort of knowing that the rosters will be sealed. I think will at least help give some of the members some comfort knowing that their names just not floating around out there. Somebody is randomly looking through and pulling information. So,
The roster goes out in February, right?
yeah, the cutoff for the roster, I think, is sometime in December for the information.
12/1.
Yeah, but the actual roster doesn't go out until February. So you got a little bit of time. I think obviously you want an answer. You have to have an answer. If you vote on it in your early November meeting or whenever your date is for the meeting, that's when you could probably best do it. All right?
Right.
All right, any other questions regarding the roster? No? Okay. Hall of Fame and Can of the Year. So again, Robert's not here. I'll read real quick. To date, over 200 votes for the BCCA Hall of Fame and Can of the Year have been received online and via mail to the BCCA office. Thanks to Charlie Smith for sending the e-blast for all members. June to remind them to vote. Almost 100 votes were received as a result of this e-blast. Voting ends on July 19th. Robert will request another e-blast about 2 weeks before the deadline, again to remind members to submit their votes. Also, thanks to Sue Dressel at the BCC office for shipping the mail votes to Robert and for entering the data for them into the spreadsheet that compiles the votes. Any other questions regarding the Hall of Fame or Can? Nope. Okay. Now, any announcements? Anybody have anything in particular as a follow-up or otherwise that we need to discuss. Mr. John Finan.
Thank you, Keith. I was just reading the chats going on here in the background of the meeting. And Danny has got the website already updated. Thanks, Danny. That's maybe too fast. I don't know. Keith, maybe you want to send Sue an email or give her a call, heads up that we did this, and anything she's got in checks that happen to be, get all that done Monday morning kind of thing. Just a thought.
Yep. So I'll reach out to Sue. Now, Sue has asked me, because of the 4th of July weekend, to take one day of vacation. So actually, Sue will be closed Thursday and Friday, and also gone on Monday. She's going to shift her normal week from Monday through Thursday to Tuesday through Friday next week to take that as a long weekend. She's going up to Michigan and do some photography for her niece that got engaged. Okay. So any other questions or anything, Mr. Don Hardy?
Yeah, I just wanted to, since I got the board members here that are listening, to give you an idea of my tentative things for board meetings next year. Is that okay to announce it here?
Yeah, go ahead, Don.
Give you an idea. I was thinking my first one would be either October or November, date to be determined. I'll talk it over with the rest of you guys to figure out what's the best. Have a virtual one in January. I talked to Beer Dave. I'm thinking about going back to Luck of the Irish in March. I have one that I'm working on tomorrow for a board meeting in May that I don't want to give out too much of the details about, but it will be at a brewery that has food, has 16 different beers on tap, and has rooms that we could set up for our board meeting that is actually the barrel room, which would have about 100 or 200 barrels of barrel-aged beer sitting there we can look at. July, I was also thinking about virtual, and then the convention.
Okay. Now, the one where you said the barrel room, that's the Chicago area, correct?
Yes, it would be that would be my travel area one.
Yeah, okay.
And it'll be sometime in May, and I'm actually meeting with the people. It actually will probably be a combined trade session with another chapter or two in the Chicagoland area.
Oh, that would be fantastic if you were able to do that.
And it's pretty much set up. We're just going tomorrow to finalize it.
Okay, super. All right.
And there'll be a commemorative full beer can at this show also.
Wow. All right. Any other questions regarding that you have for the BCCA or otherwise? Okay. So my only two announcement is the next board of directors meeting is going to be August 19th at 8:30 Central Time at convention. That's a Thursday. And then the general business meeting will be on August 20th, which is the Friday at 8:30 Central Time at the convention. Is there anybody else that has any announcements? Nope. I'm going to ask for a motion for an adjournment. Beer Dave, always is usually the first to be happy to join. John Finan, you're seconding it? Yep, I see two fingers from John Finan. All right. So the meeting is officially adjourned. Is there anybody that does not want to